blowing at almost 60 degrees. Should be a little colder, but it's not taking any more Freon, so at this point I'm suspecting a bad AC compressor. Hey, welcome back, boys and girls. We're setting up shop in a driveway at my house today. We're working on that 2011 Ford Focus. I actually got a good deal on a whole AC kit, so we're going to be doing the compressor, the condenser, and pretty much going through the whole system. We're going to be flushing all the lines. Stay tuned for that. Hit that subscribe button if you're interested in this kind of content, and enjoy the show. Thanks for watching. Alright, so we're going to start by disconnecting this low pressure line. We're going to disconnect all of the lines to make it easier for the flush process we're going to do later. I also remove these speed clips. We're just going to flex this bumper cover piece out of the way just to access the top of the condenser later. Now we're going to remove this dust shield cover out the way, place that aside, and remove these speed clips that are right here. Alright, now back under the vehicle, we can now disconnect the two transmission lines that are located right through here. They're just going to have these little clips you can pick out with a little pick tool, and then you'll be able to pull the transmission line straight out. Just have a drain pan ready to catch your fluid. Now on the other side, we're going to disconnect our two pressure lines that go to the AC condenser. There's one there. Then we're going to take the floor jack and we're going to use it to support our radiator, because next we're going to be removing our radiator support frame, which is held up by, I believe it was 6 10mm bolts. So you can use an extension in your socket, and I have a little cordless gun I'm using just to zip these bolts out. So again, there should be 3 on each side. Now that that's loosened up, you can remove that floor jack out the way and allow that radiator support frame to just hang. Now we should be able to remove our AC condenser from underneath the car. You should have enough room to just wiggle it out. Next, we're going to remove this protective cover from the engine belt area and just place that aside. And now you can access the engine belt to remove it off the AC compressor pulley. Then back up top, we're going to take out lines free from the AC compressor. And once you have those free, we're going to just pull those aside and out the way. Now back underneath, you can remove all 4 of your, I believe, 12mm bolts that hold up the AC compressor. And then you should be able to wiggle the compressor out from underneath the vehicle. Now I've already disconnected the lines from the expansion valve, so I just fished the bolt out with a magnet. And now you can reach through and just pull the expansion valve straight out of the firewall. Now here's our AC flush solution. We're going to take this can of flush and we're going to take this blowgun and we're going to connect it to some air, and we're going to use this blowgun to feed that AC flush through every line, and then we're going to chase it with air to dry it out. We're also going to reach in the firewall and spray it through the AC evaporator. Now we're going to replace every O-ring and gasket and seal on every line that we opened. Here's the new expansion valve. We're going to prep this and get it ready for install. I like to take this insulation tape and reuse it. Just take it off the old one and reinstall it the same way on your new one. And now we're just going to reinstall everything in the same order that we took it out. Make sure when you're adding in your pag oil that you add the proper amount in each component. Okay, so now we can reinstall AC condenser the same way we took it out. We have our radiator support bracket supported by our jack. And we're just going to tighten that back up. These are our 6 10mm bolts. So I like to drain the oil out of the new compressor just to verify the amount that's in there. You'd be surprised how many times there ain't any oil in there at all, and I had to add some. Every vehicle is going to have a specific amount of oil you have to add to the compressor, so you got to look up your specific vehicle to know the amount. And now that I know the proper amount of oil was in this new compressor, I'm just putting the oil back into it. And if you notice, I've added some UV dye to the oil as well. And now I'm going to answer this phone call and get absolutely nothing done. Okay, now we're back at it. So now we're going to take out AC gauges. Now that everything's reinstalled, we're going to hook it up to our vacuum machine here. And what I like to do is do a vacuum for like 25 minutes. And then I'll shut off the machine and see if it holds vacuum for at least 5 minutes. And if it passes through that, then I know the system's nice and sealed and we're good and ready to recharge. All right, time's up. We got Freon going into the system. And so far, everything's looking good. Pressures now, we're in the 50s, so that's pretty cold. Let's see what our pressures look like. Yeah, our pressures look perfect. I mean, the temperature being where it is out here right now, I would say that's pretty good. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for this one.